Comrades, anyone who threatens our sovereignty as a country, we will defend our sovereignty. Because we, the people of South Africa, believe in this country. We braved the storms and the rain because we don't have two passports. We have only one passport, and that is the South African passport. As citizens of this country, we will never run away from our country. We will defend our country. And that is why we say to President Ramaphosa and Ronald Lamola, continue to defend South Africa. The African National Congress support you. If ANC leadership must face sanctions for doing nothing but for implementing redress in our country, let it be. We are not afraid of sanctions which will be imposed on us by an injustice meted against the people of South Africa. There is no genocide here. We are living peacefully. What we want in this country is a land redistribution program for all. What we want in this country is an equitable economy that serves all South Africans equally. What we want in this country is a health system that serves all our people. And forward to national health insurance. Forward. Comrades, there will be no retreat on black economic empowerment. What we are discussing in this country is, after 30 years of our democracy, how do we make our economy to work for all our people? That is what we want here in this country. An economy that creates jobs. An economy that serves all South Africans equally. If we were to compromise on transformation, it means the ANC and its allies must close shop. We must close shop because the very essence of why we exist, it means we must do away with it. President Trump must mind his business. We will mind our own business. And we know that the majority of Americans are with us. Reverend Jesse Jackson died supporting South Africa and fighting apartheid. And we know even in the Capitol Hill, there are people who know that there is no genocide in South Africa. It only exists in the imagination of the President of the US. The President of South Africa went to America to explain to President Trump that there is no genocide in the White House. He took Johan Rupert, Annie Els, and many others there to explain to this man that there is no genocide. He instead played a movie for our president. But our president, because he's a gentleman, he looked at this movie. And this movie was saying that we are killing whites in our country. Donald Trump must know that here in South Africa, black people are outside the means of production. Very few black people own farms in this country. Some of them who are farm laborers are being killed. As we speak, 2 women were killed in Limpopo and fed to pigs by a white farmer. Black people in this country are being killed every day by white farmers with the claim that they are being mistaken to be baboons. That's what we know here. Any killing of any farmer is a criminal act. It is not an act of a political movement. The chant kill the Boer, kill the farmer. It was a chant we in the ANC and our army, we sang when we crossed the borders, facing the commandos from Limpopo. And we sang in the camps of Angola. And we composed the song, Kill the Boer, Kill the Farmer. Because these Boers were commandos who were killing guerrillas, who were infiltrating the country. We took a decision. Not that there's anything wrong about the song as the ANC, that we will not sing that song as the African National Congress. Because there is no need to attack anyone because we have realized our freedom. Those who are singing it for themselves. But it means nothing. That is why this constitutional court took a decision that chanting about that song, it means no harm to democracy. And this court took that decision. We cannot therefore be told by a white old man in our country who look like he's deranged to tell us in our country what to do in South Africa. We are a sovereign state. We are a constitutional state. We are a democracy. We are a sovereign state. We are a constitutional democracy, and we need to be respected.
He must never think he can blackmail or threaten anyone. We are not scared of policemen. When we joined the struggle, we were taught not to be scared of a policeman. We have not done it when we were young. We are not going to do it when we are old. Mkhwananzi is fighting General Khan. And every time he fights General Khan, he drags the EFF name, he drags the CIC's name to fight General Khan. Let him fight Khan if they got their own issues, and leave the EFF out of their nonsense, because EFF is not part of any nonsense they are fighting about in the police. Again, Mkhwananzi goes to ad hoc committee. He says Suntumule told Begitele and General Masemola that he no longer needs their intervention because Sibiya said he spoke to CIC of EFF to go and speak to Mkhwananzi so that he can bring them together. Mkhwananzi never said, the CIC called me and said, let's come together with Sibiya. He says, someone said, Sibiya said. And then the question should have been, okay, did the CIC convene that meeting? I never convened any meeting. No Sibiya asked me to convene any meeting. And let me tell you, if Sibiya had asked me to call a meeting, I was going to call it because I am a leader of this country. And when two police generals are fighting and one of them says, I'm fighting with my colleague, I want you to mediate, I was going to do it. I did not hire Sibiya. They hired him. I respected him because he's a general that they have hired. But that meeting never took place. So don't be shaken by nonsense.
We believe, we believe, and I've talked to Mkondo Esizwe, that there is no need for us to be separated by the whites. Absolutely no need. We need to come together, even if we have different organizations and views. But there must be something that says we need to be together so that we can liberate the black people. They look at us. It is a clear thing that if we don't do that, we are going to be slaves forever. And we don't want it. I believe that once we are still alive, we must be in charge of this country, in everything.
majority of you will not be able to stomach it. This country is going to burn. I don't know who told him that the WhatsApp disappearing cannot be retrieved. Maybe we need to help the minister. The WhatsApp are disappearing, they cannot be retrieved. I've said it before. There are footprints left on phones. Even if they delete messages, we retrieve them.
Amogetse president ya MKP ye ne tlo tlisha matsidiso ka mo Malema. So rena because ke rena ba re tsidisang ka se rena re bolela. So we are going to allow the president ba no le dumedisha fela because ba tsogile ba le Swaziland ba fita mo ba boela morao. So rena ba le dumedishe ba le fe mantse mabedi a mararo. Then from there, but there are leaders here. That's why I introduced it because of time. There's a deputy president, MKP, Tate Tony Ngeni, and our deputy president, and Tate Godrich Gadi, and the rest of other officials from both parties are here. Marabona le Chachili Sumeji, no, Regimele President, Paligimedi. Over to Comrade President.
Thank you, Comrade President. Because it is getting too late, let us not do other things that always starts. The President has given a clear one about the leaders who are here. But thank you very much, Comrade President, to receive us. And thank you very much also to receive us with your numbers. We came here from Mkhwananzi party when we heard that there was something that had happened here, a very important person who had been here, who has looked after many people, of course, who was old. And when I heard this, I felt that we needed to come as a party, to come and be with our brother here, the president, as well as the family and the party. I was in Swaziland for different things, and I thought we needed to come here. We needed to come here for very important reasons as black people, because it is only us as black people who have been oppressed in this country for years. And even when we say we are free, we are actually not free. We are suffering as we were suffering. The only thing that people said was freedom was to take something in the Freedom Charter and say all of us are equal. Human rights, nothing more than that. And we can't say we're free. And white people in particular made it a point that they take money, give some of our people to establish other political organizations in order to say we cannot be a majority and rule this country. So it has been our view that time has come that we should come together. And when we heard that there was this that has happened here, we must come and be with our brothers. And be with them feel the pain.
What's up beautiful and amazing people. So guys, in today's video we are going to South Africa and discuss the politics of South Africa. And I don't know if you saw the son of Julius Malema in this particular speech that was in this particular conference. It's a political function actually, because remember Jacob Zuma, the former president of South Africa, yeah, he actually attended a function that was held by Julius Malema, and I can see some kind of an alliance. I don't know if you are seeing, guys. I see some kind of alliance happening there. Remember that Julius Malema has his own party, EFF, and also we have Jacob Zuma, who wanted an alliance, or wanted to form his own party again. And at this point, I think that, yeah, they're really coming together. So there is this issue of EFF and EFF leader, or the EFF in general, and Mkhwananzi. And this has been the trending story, I can tell you. At the moment, that is what South Africans are saying. And in fact, in our video today, we have opinions from South Africans. We really need to know what are they saying. And that's what we are going to discuss. So, I mean, I think it was so sensitive to the point that you could see some EFF members saying that, oh my God, I think I'm never ever going to vote for EFF again because of how the EFF CIC, Julius Malema responded to these allegations. So if you may ask, like, what are these allegations all about? Guys, General Mkhwananzi, who is the Commissioner of Police, a senior officer, by the way, he is actually well known for, being linked to corruption and political interferences in the justice system in South Africa. When we talk about that, when we talk about interferences, it's like when there is an issue, when South Africans bring up an issue and then they report it, there is an interference, some kind of, or when a politician brings out an issue, and of course this issue must have originated from the citizens of South Africa. So this particular guy does an interference, and then there has been several unaliving of political leaders or those upcoming political leaders, to the point that it actually caused an alarm and people wanted to know the truth, like what is happening. So that is who Mkhwananzi is. So, and these claims actually, they came up during a commission of, when a commission of inquiry was formed about a certain issue that had happened in South Africa, and then later on the commission was disbanded, and the people are like, how, why? I mean, why would that happen? Yet, this commission of inquiry is supposed to actually investigate and get to know, like, what is happening. And so the commission of inquiry was basically trying to get an intelligence on the corruption allegation and the political influence in the law enforcement. When you have a political influence, it means that if anybody comes as an issue, and he or she is your friend, and of course these are politicians, you can interfere with the issue in one way or the other, and at the end of the day, the one person will not get justice, and this is what the EFF are fighting for. So the case has not yet ended because there has been a lot of discussions, court cases, hearings, and it has been a topic of discussion for so long. So there is an issue that arose whereby Julius Malema was being being blamed for these issues, but then he came out and said that no, that is not true. What they're trying to do is that they're trying to attack them politically, and it's not like it's corruption, it's political. They want to finish him politically, because remember that this person that he has been fighting for is now came out and spoke about the issue. I think this particular Africa, it's very unfair when it comes to the justice system. I don't know if it's only here or all over the world, not really. So actually we have reports out of course in several platforms, several forces, several sources, whereby Mkhwananzi did not actually like directly. You remember when I told you that there are some South Africans are so mad at Julius Malema for involving himself in issues that he wasn't even mentioned, and in this particular issue, uh, the senior officer did not actually like directly mentioned him in anything, and of course, it has brought out a lot of debate, like so much. I don't know how it's gonna end, but you can see that some EFF members are really mad. They did not want their leader to comment on anything at all. But all in all, this is politics, and this politics, how you play it, it must be you must play it like a game, and get to understand how things are run. So anyway, my good people, what you're seeing in South Africa is a power struggle, that there is nothing else. And then again, we have the election pressure, and there will be local elections coming soon, just this year, and things are intensifying, a lot of political pressures. So what is happening at the moment, from what you can see, is that one party is trying to weaken another one, or one alliance is trying to weaken another one, and others are trying to come up together. So in this all, what is happening is that they're trying to shape public perception, like politics is all about being told, like this person, he was like this, he did this and that, and therefore if you vote for him, just forget about it. So it's just, public perception battle. That's what is happening. So anyway, thank you so much. If you watched the clip up to this point, I appreciate your presence. I'll see you in the next video.